So let's go and introduce our players. We have to the top right side of the map, our blue Protoss player from Invictus Gaming is going to be MacSed. Down to the bottom left, our red Zerg player is going to be Dark. Are subs not shown in the chat? Fazik has subbed according to my events list, but does not show up in the chat with a message. Or is that another sub where it's like a resub, but kind of it's like a resub, so it doesn't show in the chat until you actually press the resub button, but it shows on the events list because it's a bit buggy. It concerns me when things don't seem to go correctly, when things don't seem to show up the way they should. I think it's just a resub, and when the page gets refreshed and the resub thing shows up, then it'll show in chat when the resub thing gets used. I think. Just assuming, just guessing. Dark is in the bottom left-hand side of Daybreak here, our red Zerg player, going up against MacSed, the blue Protoss to the right-hand side, top right-hand side, from Invictus Gaming. Setting up into first game of this best of 3 then. Let's see what Dark's going to have up his sleeve. I mean, Dark is one of these players who will, a lot of the time, kind of play very aggressive player styles, will play, you know, he has a lot of builds which are aggressive and win games quickly, that he likes to use a lot of the time. Now, it is Daybreak, so I don't really expect him to say that, but I'd be surprised if he played this full best of 3 and didn't use one aggressive build, like super aggressive all-in build, because that's just how Dark likes to play in this sort of event. We've seen it from him beforehand, and again, I just wouldn't be surprised to see him, especially against MacSed. I wouldn't be surprised to see him use that at all. Especially if he has to play, you know, hero after this. Think about it, like, you know, I know it's only the late think up, but it's still nice if you can hide your strategies from your opponent that you're about to play. This gives you a bit more of an idea as to what's going on and stuff, so that's nice. You can see the depth starting to corner boost out here right now. I'm just going to be seeing the Nexus on the way up as well, so just setting on up and getting rolling here. Going to be seeing that Twilight Council dropping down in the natural expansion as well. So Twilight drops down over here in the natural expansion. Super fast Twilight, actually. We'll see what comes of that, whether it is just going to be that Resonating Glaives or something else. Immediately Dark goes into a Rotron here. Now that is a fast Rotron, so we're just talking about aggression. Well, this definitely could be some of it. I mean, you scatter Twilight Council, you don't really worry about Adepts for another kind of 2 minutes once that upgrade is finished, you know, and so on and so on. You know, Twilight Council builds and upgrade for upgrades and researches, time, whatever. And then all of a sudden, you put a Rotron down, like, you know, that's not the time to kind of deal with Adepts. So this is a little bit of a fast Rotron. And with 140 gas in the bank, it means 6-7 Roaches are definitely a possibility here from Dark. He takes a third half-tree though, so we shall see, but definitely feel as though it's going to be aggression. 2 more Overlords as well, generally freeing up supply to be able to make a lot of Roaches at once. So we're going to see some Roaches then. Glaives is being chrono boosted, as is the Wolf Gate. Extra gateways will start to come down now as well from MacSed, adding these on inside the natural expansion. So a couple extra gateways coming down also here. As those few Zerglings are Dark beginning to move out onto the map. And we'll take the watchtower momentarily. Lings will actually now jump on top of this probe. Probe goes down, and again, aggression to the right-hand side will continue very, very soon. So there's a few Lings going to the right-hand side. And Lings on their own right now on 2 scary. So the Roaches that are really going to kind of bring on the pressure. And by the time he gets over here, Dark will probably have the gas to morph in at least one Ravager. Definitely might even have enough to gas to morph in the 2 Ravagers. And it just helps him with a lot of the kind of burst DPS he needs to take down a pylon that's overcharged or whatever. Just nice and quickly. Unfortunately for MacSed, he hasn't seen any of this so far. You know, his scouting has been seen in 3rd base, and that's about it. So for MacSed, he doesn't necessarily know what's going on. You can see he's moving into position to take a 3rd of his own, so he's about to invest resources into a 3rd expansion. When he's being all in, he's going to see it now, I believe. I think something just moved out the front of the natural. And here we go. MacSed just spent his money on a few more Adept Warpins. There's Adepts. Oh no, he spent it on the Nexus. He has put this down, so he didn't see this before. Oh man, well this first pylon's going to go down. That's actually going to unpower 2 of the gateways, so already a lot of trouble here. As we also see Resonating Glaives being unpowered. Well, that is also very important, because without Glaives, these Adepts are just so much less useful. As we're going to be seeing an Overcharge goes down in the back. I mean, Dark has all the time in the world to wait, though. Like, he doesn't have to rush into this at all. He's already put himself in a great position. He just let the Roaches pick away at the Twilight Council, for example. Glaives might finish here if Dark doesn't finish this off super soon. He comes back in. He knows when that pylon overcharge was about to finish. I mean, Glaives will finish, but what does it matter if the Adepts are already dead, right? 3 probes getting pulled in as well. Nice little mineral walks getting us around, but workers keep on falling, and Dark will take a very fast game number 1 here in this best of 3. So Dark with the first game under his... You guys just making memes. Let me know. Anyways, the top right hand side for Invictus Gaming, our yellow Protoss player is MacSed. He is down 1 game in this best of 3 series. As to the lower left hand side of the map, our blue Zerg player is Dark. Mad. My throat is going a little bit, which isn't a great thing to have happen to you when you're trying to cast some beautiful StarCraft 2 games. Setting up into game number 2 of this best of 3 series, we're going to be seeing a simulator coming down early from MacSed. And yeah, just setting up, just going to be seeing the pretty standard gateway-based expansion here in these early stages. Do they deliver hair? Now, sadly, Pepsi, I think you actually have to provide the hair yourself for the to use the Harry's products. It's maybe the one negative. Maybe the one negative of what they do. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Nexus comes down on the natural expansion here from MacSed. Sort of expected this. Was actually a gas pool based opening here from Dark, so a bit of an earlier aggressive build. We'll give him an early link speed to work with in the early stages, so I'm just going to set up into this. Just going to be seeing what you can do. Starts up link speed right away. Just going to be seeing that link speed on the way up and just setting into this and getting set to go. Anyone got info on what kind of headset I'm using? I'm using an AKG, I think it's called. AKG HSD 171, I think it is. It's definitely an AKG. Then it says HSD 171 on it, which maybe is the make, maybe it's not. If you really want to know, and that's not correct, then you can message me on like Twitch PMs or something, and I'll message you back later when I can actually check properly. Obviously, I can't really check right now. Ling is going to find this probe to the bottom right, which is always nice. A little bit of peace of mind for Dark, meaning that, you know, he looks at this like, okay, cool, well, I know that you're not immediately, you know, going to be kind of able to kind of put a pylon down at anything, so I know I've found at least one, you know, you can still, you know, bring another probe on the map, but it's just nice to kind of find it and just know, okay, well, that's where that probe is. Got a good idea that he probably hasn't put a pylon down. This makes you feel a little bit more confident. Adept shades in over towards the natural. Queen is here. A couple of Lings will actually just keep on running by, will not want to go down to the Adept. And they do manage to get away. Twilight Council coming up on the natural expansion as well. So Twilight Council coming in here. It's about halfway done. And so Twilight just about halfway done. Pretty much similar stuff to what we've been seeing MacSed trying to do all day long in these PVZs. Just trying to play kind of some Adept-based openings, and he just keeps getting shut down from a variety of different, in a variety of different ways, really. I mean, he's been shut down by... I mean, that's the thing about it. How many ways has he been shut down? He's been shut down in kind of just big Bane Glyn connections. He's been shut down by all lanes. Like, there's been so many different ways that it's just completely gone wrong for MacSed throughout the day. He's going to go Dark Shrine behind it this time, so that's the first time I think he's done this rather than just going up to the third base nice and quickly. So a little bit of a difference here, but man, when you've got this Overlord scatting around with Pneumatex Carapace in your main and natural, you can see that Dark is not letting any kind of crevice go unseen. He's going to spot that Dark Shrine. He's just going to come back in and I guess just double check it. I guess he already knows it, really. You can see how much health is on. He doesn't even have to waste a click. So Dark knows what's up, he knows what's going on, and he's very confident with what's happening. As we're just going to be seeing the Dark Shrine being cancelled. I mean, it's one of these builds which you can just, one of these builds you can just let finish, because you're probably going to still find a use for it at some point. Is it really worth it to cancel? You know, is that 150 minerals and gas right then and there going to make a difference for the rest of the build? Well, probably not. I mean, it definitely helps kind of getting things going again pretty fast, but I don't know. I feel as though you might let it, you know, you might as well let it finish to some extent, just see what happens, you know? Double Stargate comes down instead though, so I guess if you're going to go super tech heavy like Double Stargate, having the extra gas to actually drop the Stargate nice and quick does help out, so that is something here, as we're going to be seeing the Adepts just moving forwards. Not going to find anything just yet, though, as they move in towards the third base as well. Lings and Banes running on over, and let's see what is going on. Lings capture one of these Adepts, and the rest of the Adepts just moving around to the side. The bot didn't spoil any results, guys. The bot in the chat, the bot is just giving you a list of matches. It's a round-robin group. It is not based on winners matches or anything, so the bot does not spoil anything at all. It just lets you know what matches are going to be coming up. Big benefit of the round-robin group, as we're going to see these Bane's going to be dropping on in. We're going to be seeing these probes going to take a lot of damage. Big Bane drop here from Dark. 6 workers killed. We'll back away until these probes stack up a little bit further. Might just even wait a few more moments before coming back in once again, as we'll see the drop coming in once more. There's a couple workers killed. A lot of those probes left on super low health here towards the end, as they're sort of loading into the main base now. MacSed still not responding to these Bane drops. That's now 15, 16, 17 workers from 2 Bane drops, and suddenly MacSed's economy is in tatters. 34 probes to 49 drones. Not where you want to be at this sort of stage, as we're just going to be seeing these Adepts coming around the right-hand side, and just looking to move in towards the third base in a few moments. Lair starts up from Dark. This is super similar to what we saw kind of Solo doing earlier. I mean, it's the same sort of playstyle. Ling Bane, probably into Roaches as well, getting the Lair up to kind of get Bane speed going. Plus 1 melee comes in as well. And you've seen these Adepts, they actually shade backwards, but even shading back here, I mean, they have to be careful because they're still pretty close to this Ling Bane. So you have to be a little bit cautious still at this point, as we see. Well, Phoenix production is on the way up. 4 of them already moving out onto the map. Now, one of the big differences we saw between MacSed and Hero's play earlier was that Hero only went for like a very low number of Phoenix before actually committing into kind of carriers. Whereas MacSed went for a lot more Phoenix than Hero did. So we'll see if MacSed is going to do the same again, go for a lot of Phoenix. I mean, already going up to kind of the number he's at, I mean, this is where Hero cut Phoenix production, dropped to Fleet Beacon and deferred Stargate. So it's one of those things where it really should be kind of, I guess it's probably going to be different from MacSed. He doesn't, just wants to play it out differently. And as Dark starts to realize what's going on, he's just going to add in the Hydra Den and probably just go into Hydra speed and range and just play a Hydra-based composition. That's why I'm a little bit concerned about these Phoenix, because I sort of feel as though the Phoenix, going on mass Phoenix, surely that's not very good right now when Hydras are as good as they are. I haven't seen a lot of PvZ where this sort of double Stargate play has become popular. It seems to be something that's come up in the past week or so, or in the past few days at least, and it's one of those things where surely the Hydras, they're pretty good against this anyway. Surely Hydras now are going to be even better against it, so I'm not 100% sure about it. And as MacSed, still just building Phoenix. I mean, absolutely no intention of going carriers here at all. No Fleet Beacon, no third Stargate. Just continuing massive carriers, but I mean, 12 Hydras are on the way out. There's the Fleet Beacon, finally, but I mean, that's so late in this now. Like, this is, so late in this now. I mean, to go for the Fleet Beacon. By the time he gets any carriers up, Doc should have killed him with a timing attack. Like, the pre-carrier timing will completely destroy him here. Going to find one of these Hydras, though. He's going to be finding a couple of Queens to pick away at as well. Hydra's coming into the right-hand side to try and protect. More Hydras from the left. He loses 2 of the Queens, saves one of them, doesn't get a single Phoenix kill. So, we did see MacSed picking the right time to leave. Knew when it was the right time to do that. As we're just going to be seeing the creep continue to push on forwards. Dark just continue to set this forwards and, again, create a bit of a creep highway to allow those Hydras just a little bit more easily move up towards the top right-hand side of the map and to see where they can go from there. And these Phoenix from MacSed just going to be collecting together on the other side of these rocks. Just collecting together on the other side of these and, again, looking to see what they can go for. But we're going to see something similar to what happened against Solo earlier. Like, his Phoenix are completely out of position as this big attack comes into the top side. I mean, Ling, Hydra, Bane, and, well, where's the Phoenix? They're all down to the south. They're not going to be able to lift any of these Hydras up, take any of the Banelings out of the, equation. As we go into this fight, here you go. I mean, he's just completely out of position. Yeah, you can kill 11 drones. What does that matter if you don't survive at home? 7, 8. Okay, he's got like 10 Adepts. It's just not enough against this, Bane's going to just move on forwards. I mean, hits the pylons. There's no overcharges now anymore. The Hydras keep on doing good damage. Here come the Phoenix from the back, but, I mean, really? I just don't think it's going to be enough. Hero Spines is finished, so he has the extra range in the Hydras, which helps a lot in these engagements as well. And you can just see the third Nexus is going down. And MacSed really has nothing to say about it. He's just sort of sat back, waiting for it to happen. And I guess he's just going to wait and try and take one really good engagement so that he can try and counterattack and win. But, I mean, it does not look pretty. The Hydra Bane Just collecting together here outside of these few buildings. Starting to move forwards and these little bits and pieces, seeing what's up. Just going to sit on hold position. I mean, one carrier comes up. I mean, we mentioned it before. One carrier is not going to be enough. You know, 2 or 3 carriers is not going to be enough. They're just not here soon enough. As you see, they've been connected on in, destroying the mineral line. 32 workers killed as the hiders just sit around and keep on fighting. I mean, even if these hiders all get picked up, there's still just no recovery at all in this game for MacSed. GG's, and Dark will take the series 2 games.